Oh, why are we starting here? Let's just start at the top of the list. I want to see what I want to draw here, but I don't have all my reference stuff on my tablet. Looks like we're live, so that's good. Actually, see if I have some reference material that I haven't used. Okay, that one's cool, but not what I'm going to use right now. Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, that's something I've been meaning to try. Huh. I have been wanting to play around with some ideas for a minute here. So why not do that right now? It's stinking now. General design aesthetic wise. SVG, what the hell? I don't want it as an SVG. I like the look of that though. Sorry, Chad. I usually do reference images in advance, but I totally forgot because I'm kind of dumb. Not gonna lie. I have an idea for something I'd like to try and do. Or at least like to try to get started working on. As a fun little side project. I guess I could just use the normal one if I could find it. Nope. Yeah, why do they make this so hard? I don't know, I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I didn't think this part through. I just wanted to try out the new app, so I was like, oh, you know, why don't I boot it up? Booted up my PC. I was gonna do Superman today, but I think I'm gonna wait till I'm more well rested for that. There was that. Where? Where did I leave you? Well, let me just take a look-see around here. Layer. Masks. There's like... time-lapse, all this stuff. Eraser, and all these other brushes. Oh, the paneling tool is on PC. Oh, that's so good for me. It's on Steam, it says. There's like a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to still figure out. So I could do onion skinning. Okay. Oh, cool. So I can like color change gradients on the fly. That's neat. Anyway. I'm debating. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. There's nobody waiting on me, so I can kind of chill and do whatever I want. Although, if I'm being honest, something I'd love to do is try and do yet another, like, kind of cool piece. I don't know what all the tools I have now are. Oh, I can create brushes? Oh shit, that's new. Then I can like export stuff. But now, if I wanted to, I could just... Huh. There's some cool stuff I can do with it. So apparently now we can do like animation with this program, with the new version of it. That's why I was like, oh, you know, maybe I could do something fun with that. But no, not yet. Not this Christmas. But I'm ready. You know what? I am going to try and do this. Alright. I'm gonna mess around with an idea that I have. Just because I'm here. Oh shit, I can. Of course it doesn't work the way that I think, but sure, I can. Well, this all still seems to work the same way. The hell? Huh. Interesting. Anyway, my goal right now, I kind of want to see if I can design an Adventure 3 logo. Oh, shit. Doing that wrong. Hang on. I'm not super good with text tools, but I want to try this tonight. Because I've got nothing else going on. And because I can do the frills however I want. But I want the text to be faithful to the adventure aesthetic. At least for the most part. You know, I'm going to add my own twists on it, but I want to have the text be the right shape and size. For a future project I want to do, that's going to require some more complex work. Gotta be faithful. I do a lot of original characters, but I like doing fan art too, so I wanted to come back to my old stomping grounds. In between commissions, keep things fresh. I could do this with the line tool, but I'm not going to. This is just to give me an idea of how things are supposed to sit. Okay. Oh, chat, I forgot to mention, I got a cool gift today. I wanted to show this off on stream and thank the person who gave it to me. I was talking to Jake. Oh, sorry about the hair. I was wearing a hat earlier, so I was talking to Jake, Twisted Jake, today, and we were driving together, like him, myself, and Droid. We're all driving to this well, we hang out a lot, so we were just driving around and doing some fun stuff for the day, and he said he had a gift for me. He said, there's this thing that I have, and I think that you'd get more enjoyment out of it than I have, so I'd like to give it to you. And I said, well, okay, sure. And he hands me this, which I think is really cool. Trying to get the camera to focus here, but it's the illustration book for all of like the trading card game stuff. So like, it's just really cool. Like a lot of the concept art and stuff from the Pokemon TCG. I am a big Pokemon fan, so I really was pleased with that. I'll probably do a Pokemon piece at some point. I'll study that for a little while and then probably do a Pokemon themed episode again. I did them back in the day on here quite a bit when I first started doing drawing streams, but I haven't done that for quite a while. So I thought, hey, why don't I shout him out on stream at least, give him the credit he rightly deserves for doing something so kind. Because he said that book wasn't exactly cheap, but he said that it was just collecting dust for him, and he knew how much I enjoyed, like, illustrations and the knowledge and that kind of stuff. Because I really am a bookworm, believe it or not. Like, manga, comic books, even regular books on stuff. Like, the last book I fully read through was a how-to book on publishing comics and stuff. Because that's a long-term goal of mine in life, is to be able to publish my own comic. And I have a bunch of ideas that I'm workshopping, some of which you've already seen and don't even know. But others, you haven't seen and probably won't until I'm ready to actually start producing them. But that's a complicated industry to go into if you don't know. For you young artists out there who may see me and think, wow, this guy's pretty mediocre, but he talks well about, the stuff that he knows a little bit about. The comics industry and kind of the illustration world in general is it's a toughie. It's a toughie. Oh, shit. Come on. What the hell? Hang on, I'm gonna reboot the app, see if this works better. I don't know why this is being so annoying, but okay. Oh, great, it saves it. So now I can't freaking put it back. Oh my god, that's so fun. Oh, great. This is fun. What the hell, dude? You can't, like... Oh, this is so annoying. Oh, shit. No. No. Oh. Well, I'll be damned. That actually... restored everything I was having an issue with. No. Stop. Oh my god, no. Ah, that's good. Okay. Well, that's helpful. I didn't know I could do that. Alright, well. I swear to God. Can I put it back in? Jesus Christ! Like, ah! I am logged in. Oh my god, this is really annoying. This is super annoying. Okay, it's so unintuitive. I don't like it at all. I changed my mind. I liked it better the other way. Alright, better. Cool. Anyway, now that I'm back, hopefully. I want to see if I can get the Sonic Adventure 1 font. Just to see if they are actually the same. The actual word Sonic is the same, but I don't think they're all the same. all SVG files. There. Cool. Perfect. Okay. Now we're talking. I'm gonna try, hopefully, to capture an aesthetic here. And that's the tough thing. It's the tough thing finding a balance. I recently heard from a viewer of mine. This was cool. Moss, great guy, friend of the channel. He was talking about a project he was doing as a commission recently. And he was like, oh, I don't want to do them often because I get burned out. And, you know, it got me thinking, because there are a lot of people that I know that, who am I kidding? I've gotten burned out before on art. I have. I was back in college, you know, and I was having a real rough time. And my professor noticed. He saw one of my pieces, and he was like, yeah, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like you, like the rest of your work does. He's like, it's good. I'm still giving you a high mark on it, but I just, something didn't feel right today. He's like, are you doing all right? And I really appreciated that at the time. His name was John, my professor. That's not even me making it up. It's a common name, so I don't really have to hide it, I don't think. Because the odds of you figuring out of all the people I've ever met, which John gave me this advice is pretty slim. But anyway. Who am I kidding? His name is... I'm not gonna actually reveal anything like that, but anyway, I'm a little tired if you can't tell. I've had a busy day. But, he told me something very important. And I wanted to share it, because I was thinking about it with hearing from Moss the other day. It reminded me of something. He said, you know, we have you guys doing art for us, but in reality, art's a very personal thing. You know, and I think this extends out to other creative ventures beyond just drawing or painting or anything like that, so bear with me. But he said, you know, it's a very personal, expressive thing. And if all you're doing is working on projects for other people, you're gonna stop loving what you do. And you wouldn't be an art major if you didn't love what you do. So he looked at me and he was basically like, okay, well, here's what I'd recommend. Start a project on your own. Do something for yourself in your spare time. And he goes, because that's kind of the only way to get out of your funk, is to do stuff for yourself. And I've known a ton, and I mean a ton, of creative people who will talk to me and I'll be talking to them and they'll be like, yeah, man, I'm just having a lot of burnout. You know, I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know how to get started on this. Even people who haven't even started working on a project that'll be like, I just don't know how to get going. You know, they'll be like, oh, I just don't know where to begin, you know, where to start. And they get bummed out, they get discouraged, and then they end up not doing whatever they were going to try and do. And I'll admit, I've been there. You know, there are plenty of reasons for your brain to tell you you can't do something. The hardest part, at least for me, and I feel like this is true for a lot of creative people, but I won't speak for them because I'm not a total dick. But one of the hardest parts is convincing yourself that you are capable of doing all of these incredible things. You know, that you are capable of being better than you thought you could be, that you are capable of doing things you didn't think you could do. So the conclusion I've sort of come to is that for burnout, the best way to solve burnout, or like being creatively stifled, where you don't feel like you can do anything, like you can't do anything right, you're not good enough, you know, stuff like that, the best way to get around that, in my eyes, is to do something that you love for yourself, and rather than judge it based off of any other metric, any metric outside yourself, you just judge yourself based on where you were a year before. So if you've never drawn before, but you want to learn how to draw, do it. Think of a project, something you're passionate about, you know, whether it be drawing, you know, Pokemon or Minecraft skins or whatever you want to draw it. Or let's say you're an amateur filmmaker, right? And you want to make a movie. But you're hesitant. Well, then go make something small, something compact, concise, just for you. And when you're done with it, compare it to whatever you did before. If you haven't done anything before, even better. And you might think to yourself, well, why is that even better if I haven't done anything before? Well, because now you've done something. And even if you think it's not that good, or nobody would be interested in it, or whatever, it doesn't matter. You did something. Most people don't even get that far. Think about that. The next time you're kind of feeling creatively sapped of energy, just remember, most people don't get past the whole starting point phase. They don't get to the point of actually doing something. And that's the hard part, is being willing to put yourself out there. There's a lot of people I know that are very creative, very talented people that have big dreams. But they're afraid, or they're stifled by people in their life, and they don't try. Or sometimes they even stop themselves. God forbid. And I would hate for any member of this community, especially, because there are so many talented guys and girls in this community that I've met over, 9 years of doing this, that seeing any of them be shut down creatively would suck. But this applies, like I said, to both creative, feeling like you can't start a project and feeling like you can't keep going. Just do something purely out of passion. If you don't have anything you're passionate about, think of something besides your work that you're passionate about, and try to incorporate the two. Are you loving a show? Great. Do some fan art of a character. Draw the logo like I'm doing right now. I'm not burned out, but it's just a good example. It just happened to fit as a good segue into what I was doing. But you know, like, just do something. Don't let anybody tell you. Because I've heard a lot of people talk about burnout. And a lot of people's advice is... It's different, you know, it's different for everybody. But I've heard a lot of advice on burnout over the years. And a lot of people say a lot of different things. I want to see how they did the 2 here. I almost feel like... I almost feel like I kind of want to do it like this, and then go like... like that. Oh! I know! I know exactly where to get the 3 from. Bam, perfect. Oh my god, I have it. Haha! I know what I'm doing now. Cool. Okay, perfect. Shit, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Okay. So, yeah, with burnout and stuff, you gotta really have passion. You gotta have a passion for something. And if you can't find any passion for what you're doing, and I don't mean just like, oh, well, you know, I'm an artist and I don't have any passion to draw for clients right now, or I don't have any passion to draw, period. You know, if you have nothing you're passionate about, maybe you're not in the right business. That's how I feel. Because I really believe in the philosophy of if you find a job, well, if you work a job you love, you never work a day in your life. I believe in that philosophy. I believe that's what all people should strive for. Is this idea of happiness extending beyond just like, oh, you know, I have hobbies outside of work and stuff like that, but work is just work. Do I work a day job? Yeah. But even then, like, I like it. I'll be honest with you. I complain and bitch and moan, but, you know, to be honest, it's helped me a lot because I'm a hard worker in general. I mean, you guys have seen, you know, when I put my mind to something, I get it done. And when I'm assigned a task, I get it done. So, that's not gonna look right. Anyway, so, you know, at my current job, it's tough, it's hard work, but it is good work. You know, where I feel fulfilled at the end of the day because I worked hard. You know, I pushed myself. But it's also quiet enough where I can, like, think and come up with new ideas for streams and stuff like that. And even if I don't get all of them done, even if every idea I have doesn't pan out, you know, I still love being able to create in that way. It just satisfies me. On a deeper level than just, like, going into a desk job. Because, I mean, despite the fact that I do art and that I stream, I'll tell you guys something about me. I was back in high school. I did a lot of acting and public speaking and stuff like that. Oh shit. What the? Oh. Whoa. Something about this layout seems like it's supposed to work, but I can't quite figure it out yet. Can't make it that big. Hang on. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I just have to set it up properly, and this should be good. Or do I put it underneath? Something like that, maybe? Could work. Where then we base a little bit off the Adventure 2 logo here. Grab our line tool. Go into this. Sort of wrap our design around here. Just sort of play here with the logo. I want curves to remain smooth. Just sort of go like so for a little while. Something a bit like this. Can't have the inside. So something kind of like that was what I was thinking. And then we would extend the border. Try this. Let's go with the black, but let's maybe dial this back to like oh no, actually, better idea. I don't think I want to go with yellow. Not a fan of the yellow. But... oh, it's a gradient. The darkest part's up there. What if instead we went with like a light blue? 252, 221. Yeah. How about that instead? An interesting conundrum. How does the adventure logo deal with it? A very thin black line. I'll keep these two colors around for later. Okay, we'll go to black. Now comes the hard part. I like the idea. But unfortunately, not all of it. Oh, oops. Okay. But yeah, back to my little passion project discussion from earlier. I just wanted to note that for any of you creatives out there in my community, because I know there might be some actually nowadays. You know, more often than not, it's not a matter of whether or not you're good enough or if your passion's still there. It's a matter of you giving yourself the space to express those desires, that passion, that feeling. You know, this applies to content creators too. I know with Mariah, we just recently had a lengthy discussion about this where she was like, you know, I don't really enjoy editing. And she doesn't have to. She thrives as a streamer, not as a YouTuber. She thrives doing things live. Interacting with people. That's like her specialty. I mean, frankly, I've never met somebody more bubbly and enjoyable to talk to. But, you know, in a situation like that, why should she force herself to do something she doesn't enjoy doing? Especially when there are easier ways. You know, I rarely edit anymore, apart from some projects I'm working on. But those are projects for me that I'm making that I will put out into the ether as time goes on, but for the time being, you know, right now they're just for me. And that's the beauty of the age we live in, is that burnout doesn't really have to exist. Because we live in a world where we can just do whatever we want. You know, there's space on the internet for everybody. Damn it. Whoa. Never drawn a circle that quick before. Yeah? Wow. I like the new MediBang Paint. I use MediBang Paint to do all these drawing streams, by the way. So if they ever want to sponsor me, that'd be awesome. I have an account with them. I just have to sign into it, I think. But I enjoy using their product. I like the app in general. I just like the way they have everything set up. Mostly because it's the only one that I've ever really used. Like, I'm sure I'd also like Procreate and stuff if I gave it enough time. Or even, you know, Photoshop. I know people draw in Photoshop. Not me personally. I barely like using Photoshop as it is. But that's because it's an Adobe product. I am so not a fan of that company. I mean, I'm hoping that movements like Stop Killing Games kind of eliminate some of these shadier business practices that some of these companies get up to. Come on, man. Why are there always bots in Twitch chat? Like, and they're lame, dude. Like, free viewers, really? You need to you have that much of an internet addiction? There are people out there that actually do have that much of an internet addiction that they need to farm, like, they need to pay viewers? Well, pay for viewers? Like, come on. It's pathetic. I'd rather have a stream with no viewership than pay for a bot to watch my shit. Because I don't care. I don't care. The number doesn't matter. It's a number. It's like, oh, yay, people are watching me. So what? I do this almost as much for me as I do for anybody else, so... Like, I just think that's kind of pathetic. And I know there are people out there who do it, and I'm like, you're sad. You're a sad, lonely... That's a sad and lonely experience. To be willing to stoop that low. I mean, come on. Paying people to watch you, what, play video games? Even this. Like, I knew it was gonna get no viewership. I was streaming at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, dude, come on. Seriously? Nobody's gonna watch that. I'm just doing it because I wanted to try out this new app that I just recently got. And I wanted to do a drawing stream to finish out the week. Since I didn't get to last week. Oh, shit. Oops. I doubt I'll be able to get much done, but at least I'll have a stream out for the day that shows that, hey, Fuse does art, still here. That part of everything is still here. And that channel is still coming. I announced it when I came back to streaming last year, or like, yeah, last year, right after finals, I announced it. I was like, oh yeah, there's going to be a more like video essay style channel. I hadn't come up with a name for it yet. Now that the Fuse Does Art, like, Instagram exists, I'll spoil it right now. That's going to be the name of the channel. That's the one. It's Fuse Does Art. That's going to be the art channel. And, like, video essays and kind of more creatively stimulating projects for me. Because, if I'm being honest, gaming, I enjoy, but it isn't all that. Oh, man. My hand, like, curves. I can't make it stop. Oh, I made it stop. But yeah, I really never understood that about some people, like paying for viewership and stuff. Always seemed like such a lame thing to do, like such a waste of precious time to buy viewership or pay people to do other things for you while you're streaming. Like, come on, man. At the end of the day, not everybody is gonna be some multi-millionaire Mr. Beast. Like, that shouldn't be every kid's ambition. It's the one downside of social media content creators becoming a thing, becoming the norm, is that people like, you know, these bigger channels normalize this idea of, yes, doing what you love and getting paid for it, which is great, but they also normalize the idea of, like, wealth being more valuable than other things, and it's like, no. It's not. You know, it shouldn't be about the money. For a lot of new generation content creators, though, it is. It's all about the money. All about the viewer stats, all about the breakdowns at the end of the week. You know, what video got #1 on my YouTube Studio or analytics page or whatever, or Twitch analytics, and it shouldn't be about that. You know, like, at the end of the day, I'm happy if one person sees my video for, like, a minute or two. If they get bored and leave, sure, whatever. But, like, at least I know that somebody saw what I was doing and thought at least the concept was interesting enough that they clicked on it. They gave it a try. I'm realizing now that this entire stream is just going to be me talking to myself. In any other context, I would be a crazy person. But not on Twitch. Not as a content creator. Now I'm doing it for money. I'm crazy like a fox. And I am. You know, you gotta be a little crazy to jump into this. To go to school and be an art major rather than getting into computer science or something like that, you gotta be a little crazy. Oh. But it's a passion thing, you know, like it's what I am. It's who I am. It's part of me. Damn it. Part of my nature, part of my being, my essence. Part of who I am to just create stuff. Because that's kind of the beauty of our whole life, you know? Everything you get to do leaves an impact, an indelible impression on the world around you. And the question you have to ask yourself, a lot of times, I've found as an adult, is like, what kind of impact am I having? Who am I? Not just to myself, but what does who I am mean to the world around me? Because nothing that you do should be influenced by the outside, by the people around you, but at the same time, you know, you have to think, like, especially if you're in a public-facing position like I am. You know, if you're doing this, you know, going out and telling people to be creative and showing people your work, even if you're not the best at it, you know, you're just having some courage. to sort of get out there and pursue a dream. I'm probably not even making sense. I'm pretty tired, but damn it. I just think that, you know, I don't know. I've just heard that a lot in these drawing streams. I've heard people say, like, they don't think that they're talented enough to do X, Y, or Z, and it rubs me the wrong way, because I think all people are talented in their own way. I think the bigger thing that people need to ask themselves is, what do they want? Because, like, if all you want to do is make money, and I have genuinely met people like this, where all they want is to make money, you know, to get rich so that they can do and say whatever they want, and after that, they don't really care about anything else. Yeah, sure, they might have a couple of hobbies, but really all they want is money. You know, I met a guy at work like that, and I like the guy. You know, he's a very nice dude. One of my supervisors. But, you know, like, if you're one of those people, then yeah, just focus on getting as much money as possible. If that's all you really care about, sure. But there's a part of me that believes that, I don't know, that can't be true for most people. It just can't, because most people that I meet have some sort of passion. You know, they have some sort of drive to do or be something. Even if it's a money-making position. You know, even if it's running finances for a company, or, you know, becoming a computer science coder, making your own, working at a big game studio or something like that. Like, you could be passionate about stuff like that. You can. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't want to give the wrong impression. But I'm saying, if you're only doing what you're doing right now, whatever that is in your life, for the money, if you have nothing else going on, which a lot of people do, they're like, well, I'll get money now, and then once I have money, that's when I'll follow my dreams. No. Do both at once. I know that sounds like a tall order, and it is. You know, I never said it was an easy thing to do. But I don't think that anyone can last on just sort of working for the money like that. I just don't think it works that way. I don't think life works that way. If you have nothing beyond work, then all you are is your job. And you kind of lose out on some part of life, something that is so essential to lived experience, you know? Like, okay, that looks pretty good. Let me go here. Shift click. You. 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 And you. Go down to this layer. Gradient. Oh, wait, we can just... What is this? What the hell? Oh, it's Control D. I can work with this. I swear to God. Oh my God. Why? What the fuck, dude? Yes! Oh my God, thank you! Ah! Go back in! Oh my God, why? Why is this so unintuitive? Like, I want to lock the control bar. So bad. Whatever. Now I can't put either of them back. Like... I have to, like, initialize the window position every time. It's so annoying. Just to fix an issue. Like, they gotta fix that. It was an issue before, too. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's really annoying. Alright, let's turn this back on. Oh, good idea. Okay, and then we just cross our I's, dot our T's here. I'm no graphic designer, but I'm hopeful that this logo will turn out pretty good. I should really hotbar that command too. $208, $121. Whoa! Here, turn you. And then we just have to do our border around it, and that should create a really cool effect. How did Adventure 2's border do it? Well, they did white and black, but I don't really want to do that. I kind of want to go in a more unique, like, approach, a unique direction with it. And I'm thinking I know what that is. I mean, I really want to capture that sort of late 90s, early 2000s punk cool aesthetic that the original Adventure logo had here. So I've been kind of muttering to myself for the past 10 minutes trying to figure that part out. Like, how does one capture such an ephemeral thing like that? And I might not even be able to catch it today, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And if I can pull it off. I think it'll be a really cool, sort of unique color combo that'll suit any frills I put around it. Because Adventure 1 had that sort of bronze, like, copper look to it, and then with, like, the liquid water text that was supposed to showcase, hey, this is, you know, Sonic's adventure fighting perfect chaos. Whereas Adventure 2 had that more, like, dynamic, clearly, like, edgy 3D sort of Shadow and Sonic spikes. Well, for my project, you've already seen some of the characters I've thought up. So, what I'm proposing with the logo is a way to incorporate that sort of sleek, cool factor that I tried to create with them, where it still captures some of that 90s grit and early 2000s sort of charm, as many Sonic projects often attempt to do. But it's also modern and different enough that it doesn't feel like I'm just pandering. You know, like, for a Sonic Adventure 3 logo, you could easily just take the Adventure 2 logo, add Silver's color palette to it, and be like, bam, Sonic Adventure 3, just put this on Sonic 06's box art, and it will sell like crazy. But in my mind, while Silver, I think, would definitely be in an Adventure 3, hypothetically anyway, he wouldn't be part of my main cast of heroes and villains and such. He'd probably be a side character in one of the casts, kind of like how Eggman is for Shadow's cast. Like, the notable characters of Shadow's story, Eggman's important, yes, but he's not the guy. You know, the guy is Shadow, with Rouge sort of playing the twist at the end character, where it's like, she was actually a good guy the whole time, working for Gun to try and stop Eggman's nefarious scheme. I'm just now kind of realizing that this game has some Jet Set Radio, well, that this logo, I should say, has some, like, Jet Set Radio sort of punk skater energy to it with all the colors I'm using. Like, it definitely has that graffiti aesthetic, which is kind of on brand for me in my work. And with the Adventure 2 iconography being so big, I don't want to completely stray away from it. But what I want to do is also capture some of Adventure 1 with my design here, as well as like its own sort of unique feel. Because I may be many things, but derivative is not one of them. Oh, they do gradient map that as well. Interesting. Oh, this is going to be the hard part. Oh, never mind. It was pretty easy, actually. Oh, actually, that might be it. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, it looks pretty good. A little bit of cleanup here and there that we'll have to do, but I like that. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Because, like, if I put that against a black background, that pops. That pops really well. I don't know, though. Maybe... Let's try one other thing. Hue. Let's turn the brightness down. Turn the saturation up. Does that pop more? A bit, yeah. And it doesn't use any black, so I kind of like this almost. I think I'm going to go with this one as my Sonic Adventure 3 logo. Now I just have to find the frill. Although, if the theme is more like Chaos Emeralds and stuff, I could throw some emeralds or something in there. Anyway. I'm trying to find what layer this is. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. As logos go. I'm pretty satisfied with that for the start of a bigger project. It's all for a bigger video later, down the road. But I think for now, it is 2:40 a.m. So I think I'm gonna save here. And then I will probably come back to this next time. Or maybe I'll do something else. I still want to draw Superman. Haven't had the chance to do that yet, but I probably will. Anyway, for anyone watching this on YouTube at home, or for Kat, I saw her come into chat. Kind of a late start, sorry. But for all of you watching, thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.